Mommy's TV.
Turn the microphone on Mommy's TV, baby. We're about to make it trending. Trending, trending. Trending with another time. You know what it is?
It's trending, baby.
Don't touch it, don't switch it. Stay tuned. It's trending.
It's trending, baby. It's Mommy's TV.
Turn the microphone on Mommy's TV, baby. We're about to make it trending. Trending, trending. Trending with another time. You know what it is?
It's trending, baby.
Don't touch it, don't switch it. Stay tuned. It's trending.
It's trending, baby.
Ready?
Yes, we're live.
Mommy's TV.
Did you see it online?
I did. Let me share it.
Turn the microphone on Mommy's TV, baby. We're about to make it trending. Trending, trending. Trending with another time. You know what it is?
It's trending, baby.
Don't touch it, don't switch it. Stay tuned. It's trending.
It's trending, baby. It's Mommy's TV.
Turn the microphone on Mommy's TV, baby. We're about to make it trending. Trending, trending. Trending with another time. You know what it is?
It's trending, baby.
Don't touch it, don't switch it. Stay tuned. It's trending.
It's
You're live. Go live.
trending,
All right. Hey, y'all. Good morning, good afternoon to some, good evening to others. It is Tiny with Trending with Aladdin and Tiny. As y'all can see today, it's just me in front of the camera. That is because my brother and host is actually filming a movie. He's out of town, so he's leaving it up to me to pilot the show today. So first of all, I want to ask, how is everybody doing? I hope everyone is well. And I would love your interaction today since it's just me on the show. So if you want to, please feel free to comment down below in the comments if you want to say anything. And my producer, Casey, will put up the phone number to dial in if you want to call in. We're taking phone calls. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. So again, it's me, Tiny of Trending with Aladdin and Tiny, live from OKC. So today, y'all, we are going to be talking about, and we're going to bring this into next week when Aladdin is back. But I wanted to talk about marriage versus cohabitation, because we know in the two cultures, it's kind of different. In the American culture, it's not taboo to live with somebody and not be married, but we know, me marrying into Nigerian culture, I know that it's pretty taboo over there to live with someone and not be married. So a lot of people have different viewpoints on this, and we'll go into that in a little while. But I wanted to go into some trending topics. First of all, what's trending on the internet? Oh, speaking of marriage, okay, y'all. So on this side, on the American side, Western culture, so the main thing that has been buzzing is this big social media influencer / relationship advisor, Derek Jackson, he was caught cheating by his wife. And this guy, for the background, of those who don't know who I'm talking about, Derek Jackson he's this guy who always talks about black men doesn't cheat, and that women should stay away from trash men, and what women should do to better themselves in relationships. And he's like was supposed to be very positive, uplifting, but the whole time he was cheating on his own wife. Okay, so people have been dragging him like to infinity and beyond. He even got on live with his wife, holding her hand, and people saying embarrassing her furthermore, going into details about him cheating, and she's just sitting there nodding her head. And then basically she goes back to say that she forgives him and stands by him, and it was the devil's fault, not his fault. It was the devil's fault, y'all. So so that is a whole nother topic within itself. So that's what's trending on social media on this side of town. Of course, we still do have the COVID vaccinations. I know I was reading that everybody in Oklahoma now is able to go ahead and get the vaccinations regardless of medical status or age. I'm not sure about Texas, and I know a lot of people personally that have gotten the COVID vaccine, and I myself, since what I do with my profession, I do laser teeth whitening, I'm always working in people's mouth. I'm going to go ahead and get vaccinated too. That's my personal choice. So yeah, that's what's trending in the news. So I'm going to go ahead. Hey y'all, so y'all go ahead and say hi. I see we have some listeners on the show. Oops, sorry about that. So I can give y'all a shout out. So we're going to go ahead and go into the topic, cohabitation versus marriage. So first I'm going to ask my audience, what do y'all think about it? I'm going to give my personal opinion. So I was that person for a long time, very strict, religious, Christian woman who did not believe in living together before being married. I grew up in a marital household, a marital home. My parents have been married all my life, plus some years. That's what this year they'll be celebrating 36 years of marriage, I do believe. In October, it was just 35. So 36 years of marriage. So I did not believe in that. But after going through what I did in my marriage and, going through the separation and the divorce and everything, that put my mind into a more of a perspective about not judging people about their decisions. Because to be honest, y'all, I've noticed a lot of people who decided not to get married and live together for years, whether they have kids or not, and it works for them. They're happy, and their relationship outlives a lot of these marriages, So I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I just say that whatever works in that relationship, and like I said, morally, I've always believed that, you have to be married before living together, but I think times have changed. Again, not saying that it's right or wrong, but I'm just like, look, what works for one couple might not work for the next. And I'm like, hey, do you? Whatever makes you happy, do you? So an article that I looked up, I want to go ahead and go into this. So some people are saying they're comparing like celebrity marriages, saying that a lot of celebrities are together for like 10 years and then they go ahead and get married, and then it makes them feel like that their relationship is more valid after they get married. One of the relationships is Liam Hemsworth and Miley Cyrus, which I didn't even know they had gotten married. And they were saying they have been together a long time and living together for a while, and they finally went ahead and got married. So the Census Bureau reports that the percentage of cohabiting adults ages 25 to 34 increased from 12% a decade ago to now 15% as of 2018. So that was a few years ago. So it's increased here in America. I don't know about Nigeria, but in America, people living together without being married has increased from 10 years ago up until 2018, from 12% to 15%. while the percentage of 25 to 34-year-olds who are married continues to decline. So what do y'all think about that? So people are living together without being married. It's increasing, but in the same age group, the marriage is decreasing, the percentage. So that's in the US. That's what's being reported. So it says whereby 59% of 25 to 34-year-olds were married in 1978, only 30% are married today. So it seems like marriage in the US is not so much of a big deal today. It seems like, hey, people are happy without being married. Me personally, I love marriage and I, want to be married again in the future, but I don't knock people who don't. I understand. I get it. And a lot of people, they prefer to be single now. And I think that that's okay. So they're saying that cohabitation, which means living together without being married, is now normal. The vast majority, 67% of currently married adults report that they have cohabited with either their current partner or another partner prior to getting married. So do y'all think that that a couple should live together before being married? I've talked to several ladies who said that they believed not so before, but after they've been married, been through a divorce, or been in a long-term relationship, and then they decided to live together and they decided they didn't like that person anymore, that they would not get married before living together because that person, you get to see another side of that person, before when you start moving together. So it's kind of a touchy subject, but hey, like I said, everybody's different. So we're going to go ahead and go on a music break, and I'm going to check the comments and come back and see what y'all have to say about this. So if you have anything to say, feel free to comment down below, call in. Casey's going to put the number on, and we are going to get this conversation started. And we're going to do a part 2 when Aladdin comes back, because y'all know we have our different perspectives, and I miss my brother sitting next to me and us sometimes even arguing about what we think should be what is and what's not. So we're going to go to a music break real quick, and when we come back, we're going to see what the audience thinks about this.
You really want me, baby. I can't resist ya. Never can resist you, baby. Say make a single. Now this song got a single. I'm begging now, I'm begging you be mine, 'cause I'm ready now. I'm begging you be mine, 'cause I'm begging now. I'm begging you be mine. No wasting time. I'm ready, you be mine. Yes, you know I go higher. I go give you your heart desire. One more, keep it natural. Tell me something, girl. One more, keep it natural. Tell me something, girl. One more, keep it natural. Oh na 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 na. Baby girl, fine with the beauty case, so memory in my mind make I know and say, oh. With you they find make I know some say, girl, make it know. Who got the keys to the beamer? Baby girl, you clever. Prince J, nice day, Voda's brother. Big storyteller, Niger boys in the mixer. You know what it is, can I rock with you? Make we confessate. Yes, you know I go higher. I go give you your heart desire. Ooh, girl, one more. If we not tell me something, girl. One more. If we not tell me something, girl. Can I rock with you? Make we compensate. Yes, you know I go higher. I go give you your heart desire. One more. If we not tell me something, girl. One more. If we not tell me
We are back, and this is Trending with Aladdin and Tiny, minus Aladdin, because he is filming a movie right now. Today, he's out of town, and I'm so proud of him. So I'm holding it down from OKC. So if y'all get a chance, we are talking about marriage versus cohabitation. Cohabitation is living together before you're married or when you're not married. So if you want to call in, feel free to call 817-717-5685. Again, that is 817-717-5685. I'd like to know what y'all think about this, because this is such a touchy subject. It can go either way. So I want to hear what y'all say. So y'all call in. That is the studio line. Again, 817-717-5685. We want to know what you got to say about this. So we are going to continue with this topic and talk a little bit more about the married side. So according to census, it says that married adults are more likely than cohabiting adults to report relationship satisfaction. So what do y'all think about this? It says in the survey, married adults were more likely to report being very happy in their relationship, even after controlling for education, relationship duration, and age. And in fact, after adjusting these variables, the married women had a 54% likelihood of being in the highest relationship satisfaction group, and married men had a 49% satisfaction likelihood. So I can say, being on both sides of the spectrum, in my adult life, let's see, I can say I lived with one man before, and we were not married, and that was only for a few months. And I could say, being married, that I was very happy in my relationship, in my marriage, knowing that we were married. We did make that commitment in the beginning before things got rocky. I was very happy. I love marriage. So that's me personally. But like I said, I've known people personally, have witnessed several people who are happy in their relationship and they're not married, and it just works for them. And that, like I said, their relationship has outlived many marriages that I know. So that's what made me not look at it from a different perspective, because I was that strict person who was like, no, you have to be married if you live together. But like I said, hey, everybody is different. So number 2, it says that married adults are also more likely to report higher levels of relationship commitment than cohabiting adults. So it says overall, 46% of married adults were in the top relationship commitment group, compared to slightly over 30% of cohabiting adults. Commitment was defined using 3 items that measured the extent to which individuals valued their relationship and wanted it to continue, by the way. So this finding is consistent with other research showing that cohabiting relationships are associated with lower levels of commitment than married relationships. And I get that. I do understand that, because when you're married legally, like that is, I looked at it as we're taking this vow before God, and legally, like now we're legally tied together. And that's why it's sometimes very messy to get out of marriages with the divorce process, because you are legally tied together. So you're no longer an individual anymore in that aspect. Everything legally has to do with your husband or your wife. So I can see why people say that. But number 3 says, finally, married adults are more likely than cohabiting adults to report a higher levels of relationship stability. And I can say that makes a lot of sense. Overall, 54% of married adults in the survey were in the top perceived relationship stability group versus 28% of cohabiting adults. So this category was defined as how likely respondents were to say they thought their relationship would continue. So that's adjusting for age, education, and relationship duration. And I understand that, because I felt very stable within my marriage. And I can say that growing up, that's all I know was being in a marital home. My parents were very stable. So, and I had a stable life. You know, my siblings and I, we had a very stable life. We didn't move often. We just had a very stable suburban lifestyle. So I can see why people say that. But then to say all of this, why in American culture is marriage declining, steadily declining, and cohabitation is increasing? So you have to put that into perspective too. So if it's so good in this aspect, then why is it declining? So as cohabiting becomes more commonplace in our society, the lines between getting married and just moving in together can be a blur, making it harder for young people to recognize what is so special about marriage. So that's another aspect. If you can live together and everything be fine, then what is so special about marriage? So I guess that can be another topic. So I'd like your input about that. What is so special about marriage if you can cohabit together and be just fine? So it says, but despite prevailing myths about cohabitation being similar to marriage, when it comes to the relationship quality measures that count, like commitment, satisfaction, and stability, research continues to show that marriage is still the best choice for a strong and stable union. That's what the research shows. But like I said, hey, let's get your input on it. It says it shows to be the most stable, but again, it's steadily declining. So what do we have to say about that? So what do y'all think about it? We want y'all to go ahead and call in 817-717-5685. Again, that's 817-717-5685. And I want to take a minute to give a shout out to all of our sponsors and our supporters. Thank you so much for the support. And we do have sponsorship packages. Now, you can contact myself or Aladdin if you want to know more about those sponsorship packages and what they entail, prices and what you get for those sponsorship packages. You can hit me up here, DM me in my messages on Facebook or on Instagram. I'm author Tani Jones, or as well, you can go to Mommy's Planet, the website, Aladdin as well. So we do have sponsorship packages. And make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Mommy's TV, because we do have all of our older episodes on that channel. So if you want to go ahead, go there and subscribe. You can rewatch the episodes that we've already filmed. We've been at this since 2019, y'all. So, hey, Trending with Aladdin and Tani is going strong. And also I want to give a shout out to Distinct Radio, our producer, Casey, who has been faithful and great and awesome this whole time. So I want y'all to go ahead on iPhone and Android and add the DNC Radio or Distinct Radio app. There are several shows that you will be able to watch, as well as if you're interested on your own time slot, you can go ahead and contact them for pricing. So thank you so much for that. And before we close out the show in just 15 minutes, we're going to take another short music break and we're going to come in with our subtopic. Producer, let's get some music.
Tell them the live story. They talk anyhow, me the live story. Me and you together, we could bring glory. Tell them the live story. They talk anyhow, me the live story. Me and you together, we could bring glory.
We go there, okay, like I did, okay. So you go there, my side, cause girl, you fine. We go there, okay, like I did, okay. You go there, my side, cause girl, you fine, no lie. See your body's a model, see your body's spectacular. Then you know you perfect for me. All the girls know what you mean to me, baby. I'm steady grinding all day to make sure say we no break. Baby girl, I no lie, oh. My shit that down. Baby girl, I no lie, oh. Because of you, I feel die, oh. For your mother, no lie. My shit that down. Because of you, I feel die, oh. For your mother, no lie. Baby girl, I feel die. We go there, okay, like I did, okay. You go there, my side, cause girl, you
my side. Cause girl, you fine and you lie.
So we gon' be okay, cash bring them brighter days. And he want me by his side like we tying up a race. If you say that I'm the baddest, then I'm winning close case. No, they hate to see me smile, but I do it both face. You know this sweet pink cookie got a nice taste on that Henny, baby. Let me feel your ball fade. And you know this Kiki keep it coming like an ocean wave. Why I need you to keep me gifted like a damn holiday. Ayy, pushing that big body, challenging both lanes. Wanna be my better half, he say I deserve a ray. Painted it a pretty color to match this pretty face. And these haters try to copy, but it's just a worn page. And these haters didn't follow, but I left the trail blazing. Cause they can't do it how I do it for you, baby. Fly me out the warm places, oasis. Got that rare kind of love and go crazy. It's a room beside you. Have you asking what I do? Can't you tell what I'm used to? Climb on top and I ride, oh. Got the water, got the juice. Black love with me, papples. It's a real room beside you.
We go there, like I did a girl. So you go there my side. Cause girl, you fine. We go there, okay. Like I did a girl.
All right. We are back, and I'm going to introduce a subtopic, and this will be a part 2 because I do want to hear the man's version of this, the man's side. So Aladdin will be back in the studio next week, and I will also be in Dallas, so we'll be in the studio together, and we can really dig in deep to this. So there is another side to this. I want to discuss the pros and the cons of living together before marriage. So that is going to be our subtopic today. So we're going to start out with the pros. And this is something that I'm just looking up, y'all. I'm finding some articles, and this is not my personal opinion. This is just from the articles that I'm looking up. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this. So one pro that they're saying to living together before you get married is it eases the stresses of getting married can be eased. So it says moving more into the practicality of blending your living spaces or living together before getting married can ease some of the stresses of actually getting married. So it says, of course, you may or may not know, the process of getting married is very demanding, but they are saying that if you live together before marriage, then you're already basically used to each other. So that is a pro of living together before getting married. That's what they're saying, not my personal opinion, but that's what they're saying. So y'all let me know what you think about that. So it says another pro. Reducing your expenses can save you more money. So it says probably one of your most popular reasons for moving in together before getting married is strictly financial. Simply put, you can save money by joining households. So you're not paying 2 rents or 2 mortgages. You're sharing a space. You're sharing bills. Now you can have more money for marriage or save up for your wedding. Save up for your honeymoon or whatever. So they're saying that it's strictly financial, that's a good thing, a pro to living together. You can save money. So what do y'all think about that? That's like a business move you can save. So going to the cons, again, this is not my personal opinion. This is just strictly from an article that I looked up because I'm a research type of person. So without good support, you can put your relationship at risk. And let's see what they're saying about that. Moving in with your person is a big deal prior to getting married or not. Really, living with anyone is a big deal. I do agree. Having roommates, while fun in so many different ways, simply has its challenges. One of the cons of moving in together before getting married comes when you don't have a good support system. What they mean by that, a good support system looks like close friends and loved ones with whom you can share honestly and deeply about the struggles of shared life with your person. I do agree that a support system is awesome. And what I can say, one thing that I love about the Nigerian culture is that everyone gets involved when you want them to be involved. So when there is a problem between husband and wife, we could call in the elders to sit down and have that family meeting to resolve the issues, which happened a few times. Ultimately, in the end, nothing could save it. But I like the fact that I had that option to call in the elders, the auntie or the uncle, to sit down and resolve the issues. Now that I did love. So I do believe in having a strong support system. So they're saying that one of the cons, without good support, you put your relationship at risk. So it says the struggles of sharing life closely with your person are uninvitable. If you ever had roommates, then you know that the kind of shared life can bring more difficulty alongside more joy. And without a good support system in place, you put your relationship at risk because living together will create a new and profound difficulties that you two have not likely yet encountered, which I do think, okay, but that's within a marriage too. So it's like, whatever. Okay. So they're saying this is another con. What you save in money, you might lose in relationship quality. So let's see what they're saying about that. It's true that when you consolidate your and your partner's living spaces into one, you can save money unlike before. But what you might save in money, you can lose in relationship quality. This is a huge con for those moving in together before marriage, primarily or solely to save money. The decision to move in together is a profound mark of volitional intimacy. It's an enormous commitment to one another. Without the lifelong commitment that two people make by getting married in place, you put yourselves at risk of having to do all of the hard work of separating all that you've joined in case things don't work out. So that's another way to look at it. So, okay, I kind of get what they're saying there. So yes, you run that risk in marriage too, but in marriage, that risk is ideally much less likely because for your life commitment to one another, there's no for life commitment in dating or even when you're engaged. So I get this, but at the same time, they're saying that according to research, marriage is declining. So people don't even take a lot of people don't take those lifelong commitments seriously, so I can see what they're saying, but I guess it all depends on the individual because like I said, I'm one of the type that I took marriage very seriously and I still take it seriously, but it has to be a two-person commitment. It's not just one person in a marriage. So that other person has to take their vows seriously as well. So they're saying, so consider the cost of things not working out. They may outweigh the savings of moving in together before marriage. Okay, I get that. So let's move on to another. It says, con. You can lose relationships with disapproving friends or family. Let's see what they talk about. When it comes to such an impactful decision as moving in together before marriage, it can be important to at least hear out the opinions to those close to you. I don't know if I agree with that. Doing so does not commit you to whatever their view is, but it does provide you with a variety of perspectives. Okay, that puts it. Okay. What you might find among these perspectives is some disapproval from close friends or family. Whether you like it or not, there are people out there who simply do disapprove of moving in together before marriage, of course. Their disapproval could be grounded in their religious convictions or in their view that your relationship isn't ready for such commitment. One of the risks of moving in together before marriage is the potential loss of relationship with those close to you who disapprove of your choice. Okay, so I have a lot to say about this because with me, I lost a lot of those who were close to me who didn't approve of my marriage. Not moving in together because we didn't live together before we got married. But I had a lot of people, my friends, some family, but my friends, my very close friends who I've known most of my life disapproved of me marrying a Nigerian man. So I chose my husband over them. I did. So I did lose friendships listening to those who disapproved of me getting married. So I can see how that can be a con. So it says that this might not actually be a con for everybody. However, for some, this may clarify who deserves to be close to you. I agree with that 100%. When it comes to these life decisions, you do find out as an adult who deserves to be close to you or not. Like, I learned that the hard way. Everybody doesn't deserve to be in my personal space. Everybody doesn't deserve to have a say-so in my life. Everybody doesn't deserve to be called my friend or even my family, because all family to me ain't family. So, hey, I do know that you do find out who's who in your life with making these decisions. So it says, for others, the possibility of losing connection to close friends or family will be a jagged pill to swallow. One certainly not worth what's gained by moving in together before marriage. So what they're saying is that it might not be worth losing those family and friends over temporarily living with somebody that you're not married to. And what it comes down to, my motto is, we are all grown. Like, no grown person should be telling another grown person what to do, or their opinions shouldn't be that strong to where it severs a relationship because you made a decision about your life. Like, I disagree with that 100%. Like, we're grown, and if they can't respect that, you don't need to be a part of my life. That's my personal opinion. So in the process of considering this question, it's incredibly important to realize that there is no one size fits all kind of answer. And I agree with that 100%. What works for one couple doesn't work for the next. And ultimately, we're all an individual. So I say whatever floats your boat. Like, we're all adults. We deserve to make our own decisions. So I say that it's not one size fits all. I don't agree or disagree with cohabiting before marriage anymore. I don't, because I just see things differently now, but I wish everybody the best in it. So it says, by considering all the things that you might have to give up and contrasting them with what you hope to gain, your decision can become much easier to make. So it all comes down to, again, what you want as a person. So we will be continuing this next week, y'all. I know this was just me. This is actually my first show that I did by myself. Aladdin is used to doing this. Like, I do little talks on my Instagram, but I'm not expecting people to talk back and interact. But I thank y'all for tuning in and for sticking with us. We have been going since October 2019, y'all. So I'm so proud of my brother. He's filming his movie in Houston right now. So, hey, I'm holding down the fort, but we will see y'all next week. I want to give a shout out again to our faithful producer, Casey, with Distinct Radio. If y'all do want to slot, make sure you tune in. What I'm going to do, I'm kid free for a few hours, so I'm going to go support some Black businesses in OKC. One thing I want to say before I leave is Oklahoma City is one of the most slept on cities for Black businesses, y'all. Black business flourishes here. Like, there are so many entrepreneurs, so many businesses. Like, right now, I'm going to go to a brunch really quick at this place called Ice, and they have things all the time. It's a very beautiful event, just a nice event center. They serve some bomb food to go, or you can eat in, and they have drinks. So that's what I'm going to do, y'all. I'm going to go and support a Black business today before going picking up my kids and spending some time with them. So y'all be safe. Enjoy this beautiful weather, whether you are in OKC, Dallas, or all the way in Niger, which I will be visiting soon. So y'all be looking out for Trending with Aladdin and Tiny in Niger pretty soon. So we will be giving you updates on my trip over there. So thank y'all so much again for your support. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you so much. And we will see you next week. We are going to dance it out. Casey's going to give us some music, and I will see you soon. Bye.
When I hurt you, I'll apologize, and you say no, go to hell, yeah, no. When I'm wrong, I'll apologize, and you say no, go to hell, yeah, no. Ain't nobody perfect, yeah, I'm not a perfect man. Ain't nobody perfect, no, I'm not a perfect man. Ain't nobody perfect, I swear I'm not a perfect man. Ain't nobody perfect, yeah, I'm not a perfect man. You used to call me